Okay, here we go. We're about to start our qualifying in the Miata. Ooh, that's kind of loud. Let me pull that down just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So it was a little bit loud. Sorry about that. We're going to pull out of the pits here. Coming onto the track for the first time. I want to thank our new sponsor, Captain Richard, from Twitch TV. That's www.twitchtv. Oh, that's messed up. It's www.twitch.tv/Captain Richard. This is our old paint job. We will have a new paint job by the next Miata race, reflecting said sponsorship. Logitech Gaming. Logitech G for all your gaming peripherals. This race brought to you by the Logitech G29. Started, take the green flag. We got 2 laps. Let me bring that volume down just a little more. There we go, that's better. I mean, that song sounds like a bunch of angry bees. Bring that source back up a little bit now that we turned down the source at the source. Sorry about that, was being a little loud here. I redid the replay, did this all in chase mode. Camera system with iRacing replay, or iRacing in general, or iRacing replay, MLG Pro Streamer I am. Is very limited, and here we're running in sun went behind a cloud. We're on lap 2. Coming down the back straight. There would be the bus stop if we were on the road course. We're going to get a little loose here coming out of turn 4 with devastating effect, but we still qualify fairly decently for me. 11th place, there we are, getting a little loose. Overcorrect, snap to the right, and straight into the wall. Yeah, I kind of got shook up there a little bit. It's the first time I really tumbled a car in iRacing. I should have just gone ahead and pulled back out on the track and gone around and finished the lap, but wasn't thinking clearly, and I just go ahead and said, yeah, the lap's ruined. I'm going to go into the pits and then qualify. But then I'd make the second mistake. I tow. Right here you see me slowing down. I'm going to take the tow. And because I didn't cross the start-finish line, it still says I'm in qualifying mode. So we're going to sit here for a minute. I sped it up here in a second. We'll go finish qualifying.
Spotter, radio check. Radio check.
Yeah, it's just, here we go. We decided to turn on crew chief while we were sitting there, and then sped it up here. We're at 4 times fast forward. You can see I qualified in 11th place right here. car number 18. That means the program expects me to qualify 18th. I qualified 11th, so we're good there. Also kind of means they expected me to finish 18. We'll have to see where we finish. The last lap was a 108.359. We're doing this voiceover Sunday night. This should go up on YouTube Sunday night, the 19th. We'll have video with the Jetta tomorrow. Be working on that. Hopefully we'll have it up Tuesday, if not tomorrow. And we start week 7 of this is season 3 for 2020. And here we go. We'll take the checker flag right here. I don't know why I didn't immediately slow down. I guess I thought I was going to go all the way back around. Then I changed my mind here finally and stop. Like I said, I got kind of shook up when I tumbled it. And here we are. We're sped up. I feel sorry for that flag man waving that checkered flag. And here we go. We're going to speed it up.
That's the end of the session, P11.
Thank you, Crucci. We'll speed up here till we get to the grid.
The track temp
Here we go.
24 Celsius.
Yes. We'll have the Bumblebee up there. Pirado Rossi. Don't know why that happened. It's going to be very, very important here when we get started here. And we got someone else to talk about too in this race. Kind of gives it away in part. 4 wide to the tri-oval doesn't work. It never ends well. Here we go, getting formed up. When the SimLab Production Car Challenge runs through an oval track, we do rolling starts. For the most part, we do stand-in starts on road courses. This week I got my first victory ever in iRacing in the Solstice. That video went up last week. I will put a link to it in the description. And there we go, coming to the green. You'll see the white car up there in the center is the pace car. It will just suddenly dive off into the pits, and we will be green, green, green. There we go. I think crew chief is force telling. Rossi is the yellow and black striped Miata up there. Yeah, this split of the Production Car Challenge is all Miatas. There are no Solstices or Jettas or Mustangs. This is actually a bottom split race. And here we have, I call that the Joker car in the green and pink. Jedediah Valasinor. He is very prominent in this race. Also, and here we got 4 wide in the tri-oval. 4 wide never ends well. Ooh! 4 incident points as we go underneath Mr. Rossi, who does retire. Yeah. That car that went off to the left took out several people, but they will be back later in the race, but not. Ooh, let off. And, yeah, I scrubbed the wall there. Got lucky not to mess up an arrow or cut a tire. 4 wide anywhere at Daytona usually doesn't end well. Something I've learned from watching NASCAR most of my life. 4 wide at Daytona never ends well. And there goes Mr. Valansor. First wreck he causes today. And again, 4 wide through the tri-oval never ends well. And here's where I make a tactical mistake. I allowed myself to be pinched to the low side. It's my preference. I should have been higher here for 4 wide. And touch off the throttle. Can't stop. Bam. Almost get taken out again. But we now, as you'll see here in a second when I flip around to rear chase, have a brick. Yeah, let's see, we have a nice brick. And this is the second tactical error I make. I'm third. I'm running third. I'm third. I know I'm going to be slow, but I'm third. I shouldn't have been hung up on third. I should have just dove off into the pits here and used the fast repair. And iRacing, we have a chance in this series for 1 fast repair. You pull into the pits, your car's fixed. But now I'm now 4th. And, the way how fast he went by me, should have told me. Next lap, pit, get it fixed. Because I lose 10 mile an hour because of that incident, which has now given me 8 incident points. An incident points occurs when you leave the racing line, you get 1. If you spin and lose control, you get 2. If you have car contact, you get 4. So, even though I didn't seem to take any damage from Mr. Rossi's accident, it did give me 4 incident points, so he did touch me. And as I said, I should have just slowed down here and dove into the pits, but I don't. And I learned the hard. Here goes. And so they just go by me and drive away. But in this series, you can have up to 17. If you make 17 incident points, you're disqualified instantly. Your car you lose control of your car to go a few feet in a straight line, and it goes away, and you're out of the race. There are several other ways you can be just turn around, drive the wrong way, reckless driving, just start banging off everybody. You're going to get 4 incident points each time real quick. You'll be disqualified. But back up too far in the pits because you missed your pit stall, instant disqualification, reckless driving. I said, I'm just beating myself up here. I should have pitted, as we'll see here in a minute why. And he just drove right, Mr. Jedediah Valensor. You didn't even let off the throttle. You hit me and then drove right through me. You, sir, are a bad driver. And that was when I decided, yeah, I should have pitted. We're halfway through the race now. I've dropped way down in the field. I'm getting more people just blowing by me because Mr. Valensor wrecked me. Now, the thing was, he was 2 laps down to me. He's now 1 lap down to me. Had I pitted early, another car spun. Now, this is what I'm talking about taking a tow. He spun. You see him sitting here in the infield where he spun and came off the wall and ended up at the bottom. Which is why at Daytona, if you see something happening, you should be high. They will go to the bottom of the track. You got to slow down to 60 mile an hour in the pits at Daytona.
Speed limit is 97 kilometers per hour.
And the moment you take a tow, your car disappears wherever it is and appears in the pits, and then you sit there for the time it would have taken it to be towed. So he towed. I'm pulling over now to pull into my pit stall. Talk about backing up. Fortunately, I do not leave the stall. And then I back up. And there I go. Instant repair. On the way down the pit lane, I unchecked changing tires because I didn't need tires. I did not think to uncheck fuel here until just a minute. So I've got 15 seconds sitting here in the pits that I didn't have to have. I'm new. This is, like I said, I joined in February. This is my 53rd race.
Take care, there's a car approaching.
It's just things to learn. If you're coming into pit for a fast repair, be sure you uncheck your tires and uncheck your add fuel. Tear off is okay because it doesn't take any time really. But you got to make sure you get those 4 tires unchecked and the fuel unchecked. And here we go. Back out. But we're now, I think it's 2 laps down. I'm going to get a little loose here because I just got a little rough with the wheel. We got lucky not to end up in a wall there. And you'll see here's that car up in front of us. I have a clean car running wide open. And you saw a car disappear there in the infield. He's taking a tow. I don't know who that was to check and see if they... Yeah, that 15 seconds in the pits with fuel let Mr. Jedediah Valinsaro get ahead of us. He's up there in that pack in front of us that we're slowly winding down. Unfortunately, there just was not enough time left. To get back in front of him. Though the way he drives, I'm not sure I wanted to would want to be in front of him. He probably would have turned to me again. When I do the Jetta video, we will have a class on drafting with that.
The gap ahead is now 13 seconds.
I said that'll be tomorrow or Tuesday at the time of this recording. So that will be either the 20th or 21st of July 2020. I'm doing this one solely in the chase mode, and except for the few times I did the rear chase views. If you have any, if you'd like to see it mix up, watch it maybe from a television perspective. Because we could do TV 1, 2, or 3, which just give you long shots of the race, chopper shots, blimp shots, cockpit, roll bar. We're going to draft up to this car. He's got some damage on him. That's why we're able to just reel him in. He's suffering from what we were suffering from a couple of laps ago. And we're just going to reel him in, draft right up to him, swing out, which is what Mr. Valinsaro should have done, and go right by. And we're right in his draft now. Some people in iRacing call it the suck, but I try not to be so crude. We're going to call it the draft, and we're just going to draft right up to him, pull out, and go by. There's a couple more cars up there just going into turn 3 and 4. As we come down to back straight.
You're a little away from the guy behind. The gap's now 4.5.
Thank you, Crew Chief. Yeah, if you like Crew Chief giving information out, even though he's going off the final results too, that's how he knew Rossi was retiring as we were going to the green, and then didn't actually retire until the next lap. He was going off the results of the race, which is hidden right at the moment. If you don't like his chatter, just leave a comment down below saying Nick's on the Crew Chief, and I'll make sure I don't run it in the future when I'm doing the recording the replay file into a MP4. Checking the laps. We did 18 laps in this race. It was a 20-minute race. So we lost 2 minutes to that 4 wide in the truck coming out of turns 1 and 2. And Mr. Valensaro's turning us cost us, also part of that 2 minutes. I popped those up to check laps and position, and I didn't hold them up long enough for me to look at them while I'm doing the voiceover. I'll have to make note of that to hold it just a little longer next time. Now, if you would like to just keep the overlay up from the replay, so you can see things, information, leave a comment, let me know. Because ultimately, I make the videos for the viewing audience. Here we go. We're coming up. We're on lap 13 in 13th position. Just passed someone who was in the infield there. 132 mile an hour. Now, when we were wrecked, we were only doing about 124, 125 through here. Now, turns 1 and 2 are rough at Daytona. Next week, we are in the full or Grand Prix course without chicanes at Lime Rock on the 20th as we start that week. 14th lap 14, 13th position, coming into the trial again. I said, if I had just pulled into the pits after getting wrecked, this would have been a totally different race. But could have been worse. When they both come off the wall there, they could have taken me out, and I'd have still run the race, but would have been, even further down the field. There were 29 cars in this race. We can have a max field of 32. And again, we're going to just draft right up behind the slower back marker that we're catching up to. I believe this is the Martini and Rossi car, who's had some damage. Yep, you see his back end got a little wrinkle, so he's got a lot of downforce, which is slowing him down. And see, we just drafted up to him, pulled out. Mr. Valenzuela, you need to learn from that. I said, the Miata 4-cylinder is just a bunch of angry bees. Lap 17. 13th position. Got one lap to go.
The gap behind us now, 5.4 seconds.
Well, I want to again thank my new sponsor, Captain Richard. That's www.twitch.tv/Captain Richard. He's a Star Citizen streamer who's on Monday through Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, U.S. for all your Star Citizen news and information. And Logitech G for all your gaming peripherals. And we just finished 12th place. And I'm going to go ahead and do a cool down lap because we have 12 incident points and safety rating is based and calculated on incidents per turns. By doing the cool down lap, you just add a few more corners, which helps that out a little bit. I said started 11th, finished 12th. Doesn't really help the I rating any, but it could have been worse. 4 wide at Daytona does not end well, ever. Still have to get down to 60 mile an hour to get into the pits. Run down pit road. Here we go. We finished finishing 12th. And to see that Jedediah Valansaro is finished one place ahead of us. That 15 seconds I made the mistake of putting fuel on. Let him finish in front of us after he turned us. Oh well. Thanks for coming. Check the links below in the description. Have a good day.